Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Malt Magic. Before we start, I just need to say a huge thank you to some of the tools or some of the organisations we're using for our sound effects. So massive thank you to BattleBards and Tabletop Audio. If you're not using them for your game, highly recommend it. They're adding a level of immersion and coolness, epicness to our games, which is taking it to a whole new level. As always, in these episodes, there's adult language and adult humour, so you have been warned. Other than that, have a great night and enjoy the episode. Cool. So, last we left off, you had, having stayed the night in a rocky outcrop, ventured on through the mountain pass the next day. Got a couple of hours in, probably made it to just before lunchtime, if you want to consider it that. And were immediately beset on by a number of flying female creatures, and almost walked right into the arms of one of them. And you decided to fight them off for a little bit, but then the odds became somewhat overwhelming. So you backed yourselves into a cave, collapsed the entrance, and then proceeded to make your way through the cave. Chose a particular route, found a waterfall and a dead body. Dead body had a bit of parchment on her. It, him, her, I can't remember what gender I did give it to it. But so you nicked the bit of parchment and the coin purse, and then proceeded to make your way through the tunnels in the cave even more, and eventually came to a large polished onyx door, on which were a number of runes and geometric shapes. Took you a while to figure it out, but got there eventually. Having thrown said dead body into the waterfall, and also shocked ourselves numerous times, pierced our hands numerous times. Anyway, the door eventually opened, having been accessed by Kirik, and he spoke the name of his goddess, the Raven Queen. And the door just sort of slowly opened, a thin sort of slit in the door opened, and you now find yourselves in a room, as you sort of see in front of you on the map. So you just sort of pass the door. The room itself has a number of blue and orange glowing stalagmites, stalactites, I can never remember which one's which.
Tights hang down.
Out of the ground. Thank you very much. So stalagmites at the floor. On either side of sort of the room, you see two stone structures, probably about waist height. You see a distinct stone throne towards sort of further in front of you, about sort of 25, 30 feet away, and then behind that stands a stone structure. This one looks distinctly more like some form of tomb, though there is a creature carved, or a form carved into the top of it. And then right in the bottom, sort of farthest corner, you can see the glint of a gold pile. And also as you walked in, you noticed the ceiling itself is very high. We're talking about sort of 100 feet, maybe even more tall in this particular cave, or part of the cave. And there are two distinct holes, very reasonable sized, that sort of go up. There's no light that comes through these holes, but you can definitely see the ceiling itself has been disturbed in some way. And that's where we left off.
Can I just say that I did rewatch our recording of us trying to get that door open, and I still don't know how you got it open. I'm just going to put it out there that I even had to backtrack, and I'm still like, I have literally no idea what you were matching up. It's astonishing. I am out of it completely.
Well, we shall see what happens today then.
So I'm very much, fulfilling.
It was the cure for COVID. That's what it was. It was a vaccine. The first thing I would like to do, please, is, well, I'd like to do two things. I would like to see if I can discern if there's any traps in the room before I run over to the pile of gold. But I would also like to see whether I know, are these stalagmites valuable, or is it just colourful rock, really? They're the two things I would like to do.
I'm going to ask you to make me a perception check. Where specifically are you checking for traps?
I'm going to look in the line of sight towards the pile of gold. and the general direction of the throne, really, I suppose. So that sort of radius in front of me. Just see if I can see any in the path ahead.
Okay, roll me a perception check, please.
14.
So the 14, you don't detect any particular traps, or you can't sense anything. You can't see any uneven bits of the floor other than the cave flooring being uneven itself. Can't see any obvious places where traps may be. I'm then going to say roll me an investigation check on the stones.
14 again.
With a 14, you get the impression they may be gemstones, or made of particular gemstones. So you could potentially try and take some if you wish. It's hard to identify the type, though, without you having any specific knowledge in this area.
Okay. I have to say, guys, I'm really struggling not to just take some of that gold, but I feel like it's there to entice me and to set off a trap. So I will take some. I know I will. But what I want to do is be sensible about it, scout the room, maybe even pick some up with my mage hand. But I just want you to know I'm a little distracted right now.
Could I move up to, or from where I'm standing actually before moving? Can I understand what the animals on top of the sarcophagi are?
What is the plural of sarcophagus?
Sarcophagi.
The same as like
So
octopus.
do you want to go towards the sarcophagus?
Well, I was gonna check if I could see it from here, but if I have to move in closer, then yeah.
So make me a perception check, please.
While he's doing that, can I do detect magic?
You can.
Shout. Sorry, you said perception.
Yes, please, mate.
So this is a concentration. Is it 30-foot 30-foot sphere? 30 foot around you.
That's a 16 perception.
So with your perception check of 16, it certainly looks like a humanoid figure that's carved into the top of this sarcophagus. On the other two, they're just flat topped. But on the one to the south, as this map's oriented, there's a distinct shape of a humanoid type figure in there. And sorry, Dave, your detect magic?
Yeah, detect magic. So 30 foot around me. So I should 5, 10, 15. Can I then also move 10 foot up, which should hopefully mean that I can see the majority of... Well, I can see the whole room, is that right? Or
So
detect
you
magic.
to about... Well, why don't we put you in the centre of the room?
Yeah.
So I'll put you there, under there. Put Kieran there for the sake of it, and we'll put Bothrid there, just so hopefully whiteboard will then pick up the different people. So with your detect magic, where the sarcophagus is with the humanoid shape in it, you see definitely a green glow around it, sort of that teasing verdant colour, very much reminds you almost like the Feywild. And then you also see oranges and blues sort of ebb and flow throughout that.
There's definitely magic around that end sarcophagus, guys.
Can you tell us what type?
We've definitely got some sort of enchantment going on, and definitely evocation.
Do you see any auras around the other sarcophagi?
If I look either side, do I look any? See anything else?
Nope.
Nah, it's just that end one. It's protected by summit.
So does that mean we open the other two, or do we open that one? Is it? Sorry, I'm a bit of a novice when it comes to auras.
Yeah, me too.
Do
let's have a look.
Is the green aura is it any room like a protection type thing?
Yeah, it can enchant enemies to do other things.
So an enchantment is very much like your weapon could be enchanted to have an effect.
Yeah.
So enchantment is very much about creating extra effects on that item or on that thing.
So quite often it's bringing it. It's like bringing it, back, like turning a skeleton into a fighting machine or something, kind of thing.
Those sorts of things. And an evocation is using magic to provide a particular effect. So that could be like casting light or something like that.
So could the treasure be in a magical effect? Could it be a magical mirage?
It could be.
I'll see that Dargon's detect magic doesn't detect anything around the coin pile.
So yeah.
Or the treasure pile, if you want to call it treasure pile.
My gut tells me from what we've had to do before, if we open or touch that sarcophagus, we're going to be fighting whatever the hell is inside, undead or not. Most likely undead.
Devil's advocate, though. The previous dead guy was quite useful. It's obviously protecting something. He was half useful until I put him in a waterfall blender. But
yeah, I throw a look at that point.
But
and obviously, because I don't know any of this, I'm like, I do not want to know.
It's best left unsaid.
Why?
Part of me thinks it's being protected for a reason.
Are there any like loose rocks around?
Yes, lots.
Okay. Could I pick the one
underneath the holes?
Yeah. Great. Could I pick one up? I'm going to cast light on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to kind of tell the others to look up. And I'm going to throw it in the air as far up as I can. Trying to throw the light... throw the like glowing light like through the hole, if I can possibly do that. So we can get some vision of what, if anything, is upstairs. Yeah. So I'm just going to literally
step underneath
up
one of the holes and you launch this rock. Make me a strength check.
Straight strength.
Straight strength. I want to see how high you can throw this up.
I'm a half orc. I'm fairly strong. That's a 3.
So your first attempt, you've cast light on it and it slightly confuses your eyes a little bit and you sort of, what? Ah, shit. And drop it.
He's got frozen shoulder, he can't.
Slightly embarrassed, bit like, oh, that was the hand that you just had spiked by the spike pad. Would you like to try that again?
I certainly will try that again. Still not great. That's a 10.
So with a 10, this time you do manage to launch it up. Still feeling the effects of the sort of the door a little bit, still shaking you. However, the rock does sort of go up. You manage to get it up into the hole, and it sort of bounces against the sides, but then just comes straight down. As the light shines into this hole, you just see it looks like it's quite a large tunnel almost. Goes off into the ceiling.
And these are the ones above the blue and the gold light bits on the floor? Is that right?
They're just there's just 2 distinct holes in this sort of ceiling of this cavern, if you like.
How like wide are these holes, roughly, from what we can see with the lights in?
Good a good 10, 15 feet wide.
Okay.
Can I, if you still cast light on it, does that stay for a while? On the rock?
The rock has now bounced
yes.
down.
So if it bounces back down, can I have a go? Just for...
Of course you can.
Sure, yeah.
So Dargon sees what you're trying to do, goes up, picks the rock up. Looks at the hole.
Yeah, not that much better. It's a 12.
So you two still a bit shaken by the experience and still a little bit angry that you've not quite figured out how this door was opened.
This door works.
But you throw it and you hear the rock bounce against the sides of the tunnel and it echoes and then drops onto the floor, and again that sound echoes in sort of the silence of this cavern.
In the meantime, while they've been doing that, I've moved forward a little bit and I've used my mage hand, which has a 30-foot range, to grab a handful of gold from the pile.
Nice.
Fucking whiteboard.
We have no
That'll
idea
do.
what's about to happen.
So
I told you I'm like
This
a
is
poo
really
in the
annoying.
Cave of Wonders. I can't help myself.
you mean a boo?
Yep, that as well. A poo is from The Simpsons. So,
So I'm going to say you moved about there, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That'll give you the 30 feet range. So you cast Mage Hand and it scoops up a great deal.
I
of
can
sort of
carry
the
at least
coin.
£10. Yeah.
So you get about £10 worth of gold back. I'll work out what that is in a minute. And as the hand sort of lifts up, there's the tinkling of the coins, which again echoes around. A couple of the gemstones fall off and creates more... the sound itself, given how silent it is in these caves, seems ridiculously loud. That sort of feeling you get like when you drop a pin in a silent room and it's just really loud, that sort of effect. And as the coins tinkle, you feel a slight rumble.
Not
If
as
I would say-
stealthy as I thought I was.
that I would make sure that I stand away from underneath the hole
Cool.
and move
No, let's
somewhere else.
put Dart on there. I'm going to say, Kirik, you move forward to just try and...
According to Wikipedia.org,
Hey.
I'm right underneath the hole, I think, at this point.
You're right underneath the hole, so
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just going to say...
Draw
I'll do it
draw
this
two
color.
holes.
So I'm going to say Anders underneath one of the holes as well. I'm going to say there's one hole sort of around here in the ceiling, and then there's another hole sort of around there-ish.
So was the rumbling from all around or above?
Is that a question for me, or are you asking the
Investigation.
group?
Yeah. You.
Perception check, please. Whoever wants to try and understand.
Yeah, I'll do that.
16.
So with a 16, I'll wait for Dargon as well.
No, mine's 13.
13.
21.
Well,
Ooh.
so all of them would have done the job. As you all then start to sort of, okay, where the hell did that come from? Some dirt and sort of a few loose rocks fall from the ceiling. You definitely get the distinct feeling it's coming from above you.
I think we should probably move out of the way of the holes.
We definitely should.
I'm gonna say so. Oh man.
I'm going to move next to the sarcophagus on the left.
So I'll put you there.
I'll move south about 10 feet.
Okay, so you position yourself there.
I'm going to go over to the gold bit next to Bothrid. Yeah,
Okay.
let's go there. Yeah.
And I'm kind of scared to shout and make a loud noise, so I kind of whisper shout to the group. I've scratched my itch. I'm really sorry. I couldn't resist it. I just had to take some. If that had fell down on us and never would have forgive ourselves, well, we'd have been dead. But I'm sorry.
If this kills us, I'm going to haunt you.
And the sounds reverberate off the cavern. There's a greater rumbling. And then you start to hear the sound of grating stone. And from the two holes above you, the closest one to Ander first, something begins to sort of almost crawl and lower itself out.
Can I see it coming out? Or is this
As it
unbeknownst
lowers
to me?
itself and drops to the floor,
Oh.
you now see this before you, and another one drops out of the other hole. Two distinct stone-like massive giants.
Oh no.
They look around the room. They see you both. And there's this strange sort of grunt growl, which just sounds like stone grating on stone. I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh dear.
Sorry. 15 for Ander.
Wait.
Six.
Wait. So, 15 for Ander. Dargon?
16.
Eric?
6.
Oh dear.
He'll come in last with his healing spells. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, you say that.
And Bothrid.
Dear.
I'm just about to do Bothrid now.
Can we also do some sort of investigation to see whether I know these creatures before?
So I'm going to say for you, make me a history check with advantage.
Okay, cool. That's there. Okay, let's roll 2 of these bad boys. That really didn't help me, because that's a 7. Oh, no, not 7. Yeah, 7.
With advantage.
Yeah, I got a 3 and a 6. That's what I rolled.
So something
it.
in your mind rings a bell, but still, the whole just nature of this cavern, your brain's just totally fuzzy. Bothrid rolled a 10, by the way.
10, thank you.
And does anybody else wish to make any checks before we go into this?
I will have, based on what I've come across in my life and the experiences I will have no idea what these are. Unless I could do a check to see whether I've heard about them in bedtime stories or those sort of things. So what would that be?
I will say, in that case, when this decides to play ball, bear with me. Just need to make sure I get them the right size.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they are fucking big, aren't they?
Do you know what we didn't do is any sort of short or long rest? Just saying.
Yeah, fairly aware of that fact.
So, for yourself, then, I'm going to say, make me a straight intelligence check. Or an
Big fat 4.
Big fat 4.
We are not having fun in this cave.
Very much have no idea what these creatures are.
Brilliant.
And with that, we are into combat as these creatures start banging these huge great clubs they've got and start to move towards. So the one that's sort of between Ander and Bothrid turns towards Ander, starts to make his way there. The other one, as it comes down, just looks directly at Dargon and looks as if it's going to make its way towards you. Dargon, you're up first.
So I run towards the one that is that's looking at me. Get within range and booming blade.
Okay, so you cast Booming Blade on it.
Isn't it on my sword technically? Kind of.
Yeah, it's on
whatever.
your sword.
So.
And then I need you to roll to hit.
Yes. So that is. Oh no! So I need that one. There we go. So that is a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Thank you. So that's. Oh, actually, I need to split this out. So that is 9 points of radiant damage and 5 points of that thunder damage.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
And
Dawnbringer just sort of cuts across, sort of, I'm going to say, mid-thigh of this creature, based on the height difference, and it looks, as the blade cuts across, it looks like the skin, or whatever it's made of, almost turns to molten rock as your blade passes across.
And there's some sort of, like, skadoosh, is it?
And then there is a fall from the ceiling.
Lovely. So that also means that when it's then moving later on, if it tries to move or anything, that it will try and do that. I'm just going to say I also have my shield out so that I have my full AC. And I am going to do not a lot else because I don't want to waste... And can I do it actually once per turn? Hang on. Sorry. I think I can only do it once, can't I? The action surge is once per short rest. So I'm going to wait for the fact that I'm going to get smacked on the head with something heavy.
Okay. Ander, round to you.
See, the logic in my head is saying they're made of stone, so I'm going to use Earth Tremor on them because I'm thinking that sort of damage is going to hurt them more than my pokey rapier swords or my bows and arrows, and it's kind of the only bludgeoning weapon I've got. So I'm going to cast Earth Tremor at 2nd level. So what that does, it causes a tremor in the ground within range, which is 10 feet. Yes. You have to. So you got to beat a Dex 13 saving throw.
So I'm assuming you're targeting the one that's in front of you.
Yes, please. The one between me and Bothrid.
Yep. So
But
Dex
he
saving
won't get
throws,
hit.
eh?
Yeah.
The dice are coming out. That was a natural 1.
Oh!
Whatever the damage is,
So
it's going to be doubled.
Oh, legend.
So that is 20 bludgeoning damage, and because it failed the save, it is now knocked prone. If the ground in the area around it was loose already, it now becomes difficult terrain. In a 5-foot
Okay.
diameter, at
So
least
was
1
that
minute to
20
clear it by
damage
hand.
without it being doubled?
That was it double. Oh no!
That was you doubled it.
Oh no! I just pressed the damage thing twice. So if I actually doubled the original one I got, it'd be 22.
Right, okay. So you all feel sort of the ground shake and some rocks from the tunnel, little stones fall and hit the creature on the head, but itself, it struggles to maintain its balance and falls prone, and the whole ground shakes as this creature falls prone. Sorry, that was a Dex check, wasn't it? No, ignore me. Ignore me. I'm not reading that right. So yeah, cool.
So that one's now prone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it Was it loose rock beneath its feet, so it becomes difficult
Not
terrain?
enough to really
Ooh.
consider it
Alright.
difficult terrain now. Cool. So the one next to Dargon, having been dealt a slice across its leg, is now going to lift its club and it's going to swing twice to hit you. So you just heard this. So the first one is going to be a 17 to hit.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, nice. Just
Nice.
The second
So
one
we had your
is
shield
a
out.
21 to hit.
Yeah, that one hits. Yeah, no, it is because it is literally the 2 AC difference between 16 and 18.
So you then take 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
You beauty.
As the first one
Yikes.
just sort of whiffs across your head, and the second one just pounds into you.
Yeah, I might be using some of that. Ironically, Stone's endurance later date.
So
Not now.
The second one then stands up and reaches down to find a reasonable sized rock, and then throws it towards you.
Love you.
This is going to be. I'm going to say this is going to be a disadvantage because it's. Yeah, just because he's almost within full melee range. So that will be a 21 to hit.
Of course.
Ooh, a disadvantage. Jesus.
Yeah, roll a 13 and a 15. So that's 6, 9, sorry, 12, 15, 23 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Can I uncanny dodge to half that?
Nice.
So that'd be 12 instead, wouldn't it? And then
What did I say?
it's a 23,
21,
didn't
yeah,
you?
so 12 damage.
And then you
But I
said
still need to make a
strength-
strength check, please.
strength saving
Strength
throw.
yeah.
11.
You are knocked prone as this rock just smacks into you,
Bastard.
and you sort of knocked over onto your back as the rock then rolls away.
Bugger.
Bothrid's turn. Bothrid's going to immediately go into a rage
Nice.
as you just hear the familiar come out of sort of. It's almost like his breath almost steams as foam begins to form around his mouth. He pulls out his long sword and two-handed steps up to where the one that just threw the rock at Ander is. I'm going to say there, and just swings twice at this creature. So the first one is 13, second one is 21. So only one of them hits for a total of 4 damage. Way to go, Bothrid. Although this still annoys me. Strength plus 2 melee damage with strength weapons, so that's going to be 6 damage. So as it, Bothrid just sort of swings his long sword, misses once, and then ting, bounces off the clearly rocky hide of this creature. Kirik. Oh, bear with me just a sec. No, that's it. Go for it.
Okay. Looking around to Ander and Dargon, how do they look?
Half.
Yep, half.
Okay, so I am going to use my Channel Divinity to. I'll use Path to the Grave on the one furthest to the east near Dargon.
Yep.
I will grab my holy symbol and open my hand towards it, and I will curse it. So the next attack on it
Nice.
will have vulnerability, so it'll be double damage.
Nice.
Nice. That's
So
not
you
like
see
so it's,
Kirik grasp
so
the
it's
holy
not disadvantage
symbol
or
on his neck.
anything.
No, and it's the next attack that
Right.
hits, not the next attack. Just
So he grasps the holy symbol around his neck, and you see this sort of golden glow flecked with darkness sort of surround the creature nearest to Dargon. It doesn't quite understand it, just looks at his body. And then with that, anything else you wish to do on your turn, Kirik?
I will move. Sorry, Bothric attacked the one furthest, north, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so as a bonus action, actually, I will cast Healing Word at first level to Ander.
Cool.
That's 5 points. 5 points of healing.
5 points of healing.
It's very true. And then I would like to. Jesus. I would like to move south 5 feet.
Cool. So then Kirik moves closer to the stone throne.
And I will end my turn there.
Excellent. And with that, Dargon, you're up.
I am going to hit the one next to me again.
So you swing at the one. And I'm
going
you to do normal attack. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to do normal attack so I can do it twice now. What happens with Booming Blade now? It's stationary,
Nothing.
isn't it?
It's just while it's on it, if it moves, then the Booming Blade effects will.
Lovely. Okay, so let's do this. That is a natural 20.
Nice.
So this is quadruple damage.
I better roll real good on this one.
Oh, come on!
Hang on a minute. Hang on. I'm just gonna have to.
That was like a ejaculation noise.
You see Dargon almost, and Dargon actually, as you go to swing with this one, you hear the voice of Dawnbringer in your head, and she again speaks to you. Let us be done with this. The blade itself glows bright with radiant light, and you swing and cut into the creature for...
So hang on a minute. I only... Right, let's work this out. A crit would usually mean that I would...
Roll the dice twice, add the modifier.
Yeah. And then double that.
So what's that?
15.
Yeah.
So 30.
So that would be 30 points of damage.
And that's one swing. I've got another swing to go.
One swing, but the effect that was on the creature...
Yeah,
As
I know. Yeah.
There's a flash of golden light as the spell that Kirik cast on takes effect, and you cut a huge, great slash into one of the legs of this creature, and it lets out this just howl, which again sounds like stone grating on stone. Its eyes sort of beam down on you, as it's clearly pretty pissed at you at this point.
Yep. Okay, so that...
Just roll to hit again.
Roll to hit again. And that other spell's now gone, yeah?
The other spell is now gone.
It's a 14.
So having just struck, and the flash almost blinds you for a second as you then come to strike again and just whiff past the leg.
Yeah. Love the fact
Anything
that...
else you wish to do on your turn?
Panic. No, I mean, again, I don't want to use my additional surge to move away yet.
And
So I
You are
firstly would
currently
like to
prone.
stand. Yeah,
okay,
so I'm
you
going to
half
stand
your
up, start off
movement
with.
speed to stand up, just like, you can feel the effects of that boulder having hit you despite the radiant healing coming from Kirit.
And what I would like to do is the one that Dargon has just attacked. Do I have the opportunity to sneak attack this man? Is he engaged with Dargon?
He is engaged with Dargon.
So I'm going to sneak attack him, please, with both my swords. So I'll come in with my Dragon Slayer Rapier first with a 21 to hit.
directly in a straight line.
Oh, fuck. Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
You can still make him if you go round, can't you?
Yeah, I
bear in
can
mind
actually.
these-
So,
So
5,
assume these creatures
10.
take up 4 squares. They are big.
No, that's a good point. Can I use sneak attack with a ranged weapon? I can, but I can't do it with spells.
Yes.
So there's no point doing a fucking bow and arrow on a stone giant, though, is there? I'll rethink
You
it.
can get to him if you move the right way, without incurring.
I've
an
got a
attack
plan.
opportunity.
I'll
Just DM's not going to help you tell you which way you're going to go.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So if I go diagonally towards Kirik, will that
Yep.
get an opportunity? Attack
No,
opportunity.
You're fine there.
So diagonally
I'll let you
towards
off that
Kirik in a V. Yeah, so the same square Kirik's in basically, and then towards the creature.
So you want to go 5, 10, 15, or 5, 10, 15?
I kind of want to then go to the right of that square there, where I am
How much
already.
movement have you got left? Bear in mind you used
Oh,
half
I got
to
up
stand
as well, didn't I? Yeah, I'll have... Oh, I can't reach him anyway then, can I? Oh, if he's in the 4
Well, you
squares,
can-
I can still reach him technically, can't I?
You can go there and reach him, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that, please.
Yep.
Can anybody remember what I just rolled?
Nope.
No, but you should
Me
be able
neither.
to see it if
I'll
you
do
move
it.
D&D Beyond.
No, I cleared it because it was in my way.
Oh, okay.
I'll just do it again, mate. It'll be fine. 17 to hit.
17 is the magic number.
Go!
Oh, that's high.
With 12 piercing damage and then
Nice.
I've got my flame tongue rapier. I might as well set it on fire. So Dracarys, and then it flames everywhere. There we go.
Cool.
With a 19 to hit.
How much
Just-
damage
I
was that on the
need to take
first
them
one,
off.
sorry? Have we rolled damage at all?
Yeah. It was 11 piercing damage, I think I said.
12.
11 piercing damage. 12.
12. I have to clear it
12
every time
piercing
it's in
damage.
the way of the button. I
That's
think.
fine.
And then
Then your flame
I take the
licks across.
I need, yeah, then I need to take the modifier off for that one, so it's just a 1d8. So that's then 3 piercing damage
Yep.
with then 9 fire damage with then 12 just sneak attack damage.
Cool.
Nice.
So you sort of dart up behind this creature and ka-ting, Dragon Slayer rapier across, and then your flame tongue rapier just. And like Dawnbringer, you just see this almost molten line appear across sort of the backs of the thighs, just underneath its arse, if you like. However, this time it begins to drip, almost like molten rock, just dripping out of the creature. Creature sort of staggers a little bit on his feet, and can at this point be considered bloodied.
Hey.
And then as my bonus action, I would like to disengage to get behind the throne.
Nice.
So you can disengage, but you've got no movement speed left, have you?
But if I get it as my bonus action, do I then get my movement speed again?
No. Don't believe so.
Fuck. Oh, I shall not be doing that then. I can't have to stay where I am. Shit.
Disengage. Quick roll check. Yeah, so basically if you take the disengage action, your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks for the rest of the turn, but you've got no movement left. You pretty much used it to get up to the creature. So
Okay.
you could use your bonus action to dodge, if it allows you to do that.
Yeah. Yep. I'll do that one instead, please.
So there's your DM tip for today.
And is
hang on.
that
My-
in essence a ready?
In all
No,
honesty,
No, dodge.
my cunning action only allows me to dash, disengage, or hide. Can I hide?
Okay.
If I've got no movement speed, I can't hide, can I?
Not really, no. So I'll just say you disengage at this point. If you even want to use it.
But I've still got to stay where I am.
So
So,
his cunning action is a dash.
if
You
I
could
could dash, I
but
could,
you'll
You
provoke
get the attack of
opportunity attacks.
opportunity, yeah. So you could use the dash to move your movement speed again.
I think I'm going to risk it because he's going to turn around and twat me anyway. So I'll try
Okay,
and dash
yeah.
and get behind the throne, please.
So that's an attack of opportunity. That's going to be the club. Then he turns around and just swings the great club towards you for
better not backfire.
a 22 to hit.
Definitely does.
That's going to take, or going to be 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
As it's a new round of combat, can I uncanny dodge it again?
Yeah.
That's only 9, yeah?
Yep. So that's your reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's your reaction for this turn.
Okay.
As it does catch you, and you just manage to then sort of stumble your way behind the throne.
It pushes you towards the throne.
Yeah.
Were you going behind the throne?
Yes, please.
Cool.
Plus 2 AC, motherfucker.
And to make me a perception check.
Oh, what have you done now?
21.
Oh,
Okay. Have your phone to hand.
oh man. Please tell me.
I've unlocked a bonus level like in Crash Bandicoot.
You're gonna get teleported somewhere. You just disappeared. I don't know.
Ando!
Oh god. I was joking, but now I'm quite scared that's the case. God.
Well, that's cryptic as fuck. Thanks.
Without knowing anything, I was
There you
gonna say, is that, you know. Oh man, I don't know whether this is, what do you call it, metagaming now. Whether it would be
It's put me
something,
a better bit, I'm not gonna lie.
whether it would be Dargon who would say this, or whether it's me trying to think about it, and that is, you know, to shout to Ander, is there anything on the throne that would stop these creatures? They look like guards. As in, is there any way that we can command these things to stop? Anyway, don't know how I would do that. Whether that would be Dargon, I don't know. You know, because I'm struggling to decide whether Dargon would be like that.
I would say if you're struggling to decide whether Dargon would be like that, it's probably not something Dargon would do.
So I'm just gonna say, yeah, no.
Cool. And with that, the giant that's just swung at Ander is going to try and follow him. So it's going to move. Ooh. How long does Booming Blade last for?
A minute, I believe.
I think it's a minute.
1 round. Sorry, shouldn't have said.
Oh.
1 round.
Yeah.
Damn.
Cool. So it then steps. Ooh. Stalagmite cracks. It's then going to turn towards you. You having just cut into it, and it's going to swing at you twice with the Great Club. First one is a 16 to hit. Yeah.
Who's this for?
Ander.
16 misses, sorry, I thought you were talking to Dagon. I'm still looking at your
16
clue,
misses.
trying to figure that shit out. 16 does miss.
16 misses. Fuck is your armor class?
I've got that Methal armour, ain't I?
Oh, of course you have.
Got dragon armor.
You're regretting that now, aren't you, Matt?
And the next one's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, and
Oh
there
yeah,
we go.
you can build that, Danny. That sounds like a great idea.
So then that one will be 14 points of bludgeoning damage. As the first one just sort of cling and just catch on the mithril armor and bounces off, and the second one just smacks into you.
Oh, I'm pretty fucked now.
The second one is going to turn towards Bothrid, and it is going to swing its great club at Bothrid. The first one is a 21, second one is a natural 20. So,
I'll deny that, please.
okay, so just normal damage.
Here's my reaction to that. But
That's 6, 9, 17.
wait, he's within 30 feet of me, right? Just checking I can actually do
21,
that.
22,
Yeah.
28 points of
Oh, you bloody
bludgeoning damage, which gets halved anyway because Bothrid is raging.
Oof.
That's a 28, didn't I? So that will be 14 points of bludgeoning damage. And you can see as the strikes hit Bothrid and he just sort of blood begins to trickle out of his mouth. This malicious grimace appears on his face, and for something you've not heard out of Bothrid for a long time is just that malicious almost as if he's enjoying the pain. And with that, Bothrid then steps up, drops his longsword, and you see his that's a cantrip. Yeah, you see his fingernails begin to sharpen and grow.
Acid.
He rolls a natural fucking 20.
Yes.
Yes.
Go on, Bothrid.
Music. I need to set that to loop.
For a total of 24 points of acid damage.
Oh.
As the fingernails almost glow green, and he just straight across. So how much damage did I say there? 24. 24 points of acid damage. And the creature itself hisses. Kirik, over to you.
Okay. So, I am going to. I'm going to kind of find an edge of my shield, and I'm going to slightly cut my hand, the palm of my hand, over. I'm going to open it up to the air, and then the blood is going to flow into like 2 rays into the stone creatures as I cast Bane
Nice.
onto them.
So
which
remind
means
me what
the-
Bane does.
Yeah, surely. So they must make a charisma saving throw first to see if it actually affects them.
Okay.
And if they fail, which is a 15, for the next minute, it's a concentration spell.
So the one closest to Bothrid does fail. The one at Ander succeeds.
Balls. So the one next to Bothrig, for the next minute, up to concentration, whenever they make an attack or saving throw. Yeah, whenever they make an attack or saving throw, you roll a 1d4 and they subtract the number from whatever they just rolled.
Okay. Make sure to remind me of that because I may well forget it.
Yeah, I will do. So it's the one next to Bothrid is the one with Bane,
Yeah,
right?
so that's the one that I have made a note on the actual token.
Sure. And then as a bonus action, I am going to choose the 3 of them. Sure. I'm going to choose all 3 of my companions, and I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word.
Holy.
Nice. So first
What would
of all,
we
you
do
see
without
Kirik
you,
just
Kirik?
quickly just sink and then hold his hand up, and these two rays just burst out. The one closest to Bothrid doesn't even see it coming, just strikes it in the back. But the one closest to Ander just sort of ducks out of the way. And then again, Kirik sort of almost using the bloodied hand touches his holy symbol. Golden light, radiant light glows off his body with that hint of darkness, and you all feel that warm glow inside as you receive
7 points of healing, all of you.
7 points of healing. So let's get to Bothrid.
Andrew, are you looking particularly sort of worse for wear-ish?
That's brought me up to 15.
Okay, cool. That's fine. So I just know what my... Hopefully.
I have a
next thing.
cunning plan.
That's okay.
And
Kirik,
then
anything else you wish to know about then?
as my movement, yeah, I will move 10 feet down, just in case. So, or 15. So I've kind of like, I'll say I'll vault over the
around,
sarcophagus. Yeah.
So you see Kirik run, slide over, or sort of roll over the top of the sarcophagus.
Bonnet jump.
Not quite a bonnet jump because there is this carving.
And yeah, and I'll stay
and
there
with that-
in case.
Doggone, your turn.
Okay, so looking that Anders looking a little worse for wear, and he's got this beast in front of him. I am going to run up, and I want to essentially get next to, within 5 feet, or basically, so I want to be next to Ander if I can. Can I go? Can I go round the throne to avoid attack of opportunity, just to be pedantic?
You won't get an attack of opportunity because you're not moving past the target.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to do that because I want to be able to then use protection against with Ander.
You're in protection range now.
And now that I've moved, I am, for the first time ever, now that Kirik's just done it, I'm going to use Bane on this creature.
Nice.
I don't think... I mean, does it work against the other one again? I don't know. I mean, I can do 3 creatures again.
I don't believe it's
so no, it's already got Bane on it.
Fine. So okay, that's what I was going to say. So I'm just going to go for this other one again.
So you present your shield up, and the rune on the front of it glows a bright purple.
Well, again, I think as you say, a component is a drop of blood, so I have to then, I don't know, smash my hand against the front because it's made of dragon scale, so that cuts my hand.
Yep. Cool. So you've
already cut your hand for the thing.
Good point. I knew that. I was just testing you.
Fine. So the blood hits the rune, and the rune glows purple. And it needs now to make a saving throw, I'm assuming?
A charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw, which was an 18.
Oh, man. It succeeds.
Old
This is
time.
charisma 17. I mean, damn, I thought that was
It's
guaranteed.
got a -1 on its charisma as well. It rolled a 19.
Oh god, don't rub it in.
Man alive.
So
anyway,
that's your action, correct?
That is my action, and I need to set that as the charge. Because I've tried to use it, so it's the charge used now.
So it's the charge used, yeah.
Fine, yeah. Cool.
Ander.
So I would like to say quietly to Dargon, I need to decipher these runes. Cover me. And then I put my hood up and go invisible.
Nice.
Cool. So you disappear.
So I'll go, don't go too far.
And then
You
I would
begin
like to
to-
try decipher what it says on the back of the throne.
So I'm going to say make me a stealth check with advantage, please. Just because you are still very close to this creature.
Happily. 24 was my highest.
Okay, so you manage this. So you then find on the side nearest the throne a carving or an image, which I'm going to send you in just a second. Bear with me.
Is this the point when, during a fight, Danny's often going to go, well, it's got a line through it diagonally, it's got a squiggly bit, and this is what... and we were like, just punch it!
We're a little busy over here.
I'm a little busy at the moment.
So just about to wing its way over to you, Danny.
What would we do without WhatsApp? Other chat apps are
There you go,
available.
mate. Cool. And I'm going to say that is your action.
Fucking hell, I need Kirik for this one. Yeah, thanks.
Psst, Garrett.
The giant, having now no idea where you've gone, sees Dargon with a shield, and this purple rune that is now starting, or the rune is now starting to, the glow is diminishing. It's going to swing twice at you with its great club. First one is a 26 to hit.
Unfortunately.
Second one is also a 26 to hit.
Oh, good Lord Almighty.
And I've just realised I've not been adding the +6 to these rolls.
Oh, God.
Oh, great.
That is 14. That is 20 points of bludgeoning damage for the first one. And that is 16 points of bludgeoning damage for the second hit. It's just strikes against you, and even through the shield, you feel your arm sort of begin to
Okay,
bruise.
so
And
DM's choice, but I was just trying to find Stone's Endurance for the first one, if that's all right.
that's fine. So as that first one comes in, you
D12.
take almost just a fraction of a second to focus yourself. Feel that familiar feel of the mountain around you, and just feel that strength grow within you.
So 8 points back, so that's 12, I think, for the first
Yep.
hit.
So you
And
take
then
12 points of damage for the first hit, and then it was 16 points of bludgeoning damage for the second hit.
for the second one, okay, yeah, cool. All right. I am hurting. I'm glad I did that.
The other one.
Can I
still
just
doesn't
clarify
look
that
very
this
good.
one is the one that looks bloodied?
Yes.
Bloodied, yeah.
There, it's got like, it looks like almost molten rock dripping out of the places where you've cut with Dawnbringer and Danny's cut with Flametongue Rapier.
Yeah.
So the second one is going to swing twice at Bothrid. Natural 20
Oh, God.
and a natural 1.
Deny that, please.
Okay, so just normal.
Sorry, 5, 10, 15,
so
20,
that
25. Oh, 30, yeah, just within reach.
So 8. That's going to be 14 points of bludgeoning damage, which is halved anyway. So that'll be 7 points of bludgeoning damage. So the first one just straight on top of Bothrid. And again, he laughs, shrugs it off slightly. And the second one, Bothrid just ducks underneath it, gets out of the way. And with that, Bothrid's turn. He is again going to leave the dot alongside on the floor, and his fingernails themselves they started to shrink, but again, they begin to grow. He's going to strike out. Rolls a 17. And just slices again for 12 points of poison damage this time.
It's still got Bane on it.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's just oh, yeah, it would have to do that. Would have had to roll a d4, sorry, yeah. On the natural 20. But I don't know what the... That's a good point.
So I'll roll the d4, because it takes it off the attack roll, yeah?
Yeah.
So that was 4, which would have made it
Makes
16.
it 16.
That would have still hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
So,
to know what
doesn't matter
Bane
anyway.
did very much.
So cool, Bothrid now just... And again, you hear that as the claws strike into the creature, and it hisses again and winces at the pain as the acid damage just sort of bites into the rocky hide. Kirik.
Oh dear. Okay. How's Bothrid looking?
Bothrid is on... Bothrid's okay.
Okay.
He's not quite at at half, sorry.
Oh, wow.
So he's above.
And
half.
how's this stone giant in front of us looking?
The one in front of Ander and Dargon.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. I would like to move closer to it, please.
Where do you
within
go?
within melee. So yeah,
Yeah.
actually,
I mean, you can go there if you want.
could
So
I?
5, 10, 15, or 5, 10.
Yeah, put me there next to Dargon, just in case, so he can use
Yep.
protection on me if need be. And I will attempt to cast a second level Cure Wounds as I'm going to extend my hand towards it.
Cure
And
What? Not cure.
inflict wounds. Sorry,
Woo!
inflict wounds.
I
Sorry.
was going to say,
Fucking hell.
that confused the shit out of me.
You're
there.
gonna
I
get
was
punched by a shield then.
He was evil!
Sorry, just used to it.
Yeah.
That's pretty
You
bad.
need it.
It's almost natural. It was almost a natural 20,
It's
but
a
it's
good
a
job Matt doesn't
15.
accept your first answer, isn't it?
So, 15 will not hit if that's a ranged spell. Sorry, or a 2.
It is melee. It is a melee
Yeah,
spell.
so that will
it is
not
2
hit.
Yeah. Balls. Okay. So hang on. That's it gone. That's quite bad. Oh god. Sorry. Inflict wounds at second level. Okay. I am going to stay in that case. Yeah, I'll just stay with my shield in hand, getting ready if the attack comes towards me or not.
So the two of you now just sort of hunker behind your shields.
Yep.
Dargon with Dawnbringer out. Have you got your mace in your hand at this point?
No, I
Mace or more?
needed a free. It's a mace, but I needed a free hand to do the spell.
So the minute you just got your hand out, sort of readying yourselves for
Yeah.
the onslaught. Dargon.
Unlike Captain America, just both hands on my shield.
Yeah, 2 swings.
Cool. So roll to hit with the first one.
22.
Will hit.
Yes.
Second one.
20. Unnatural.
Will hit. So damage for them both. Might as well just roll the damage together.
Yeah, so that's... oh, God. $24 points of damage.
In total.
Yeah.
So again, you just cut this huge, great slash across the creature, and this time you almost totally take one of the legs off. It's sort of it's just there somehow. And again, molten rock's just, or it looks like molten rock is just spilling out of this creature's leg at this point. Ander, currently invisible.
I would like, because in all of the excitement of last week, I did not write down the deciphered alphabet from the runes, and I know that only Kirik has this information, but luckily he's come to me. So I get his
Only
attention.
got 6 seconds.
Yeah, I'm literally going to tug on his coat, point at the runes. Well, can I point? I'm invisible.
You can't point because he can't see you.
I'm a little busy at the moment.
So you just feel this tugging on the back. I'm going to say make me a stealth check, Ander.
Fuck. I should have wrote that down. 21. I'm well good at stealth.
Okay, so despite tugging on Kirik's sort of coattails, if you like, the giant doesn't see this. Even though Anders... Kirik's then turned around and said, I'm a little busy. The giant's just too concentrating on his own pain to really understand what's going on.
Does that count
You
as my
still
full
have
go?
your full... No, I'm going to say you still have your full go if you want.
In that case, then, He's not listening, so to get rid of his distraction, I will sneak attack the creature with... So I flip my hood down, Dracarys, my sword lights on fire, and I'm coming at this motherfucker.
I'm going to say you sort of launch yourself up onto the top of the sarcophagus and jump up, take the hood off, and then you come down with a strike.
To make it sound too cool, I rolled a 10 to hit.
Oh no.
And it's whip past.
But it's
Land
okay,
to foot.
I've got another go.
Have you?
Right,
You get 2 attacks per action as well?
2 weapon fighting,
Go for it.
and that was a natural 20.
So the flame tongue rapier just whiffs past. However, the dragon tongue rapier comes out and just glints up. Roll your damage.
So that'd be 2d8 rather than 1d8, wouldn't it?
2d8 and then
Which
plus whatever
is-
the modifier. Oh no, because it's 2 weapons, so yeah, 2d8.
Oh no, I should have just done 1d8 and doubled it, shouldn't I?
No. So you roll
Oh.
the dice twice in this instance.
It's only come out as a 7, but then I also get my 2d, so that's 7 bludgeoning, piercing damage, sorry. And then
Yeah.
I've
So
got
you just sink into that cut.
7 fire damage.
7 fire damage. You didn't
No,
hit
you-
the flame tongue rapier.
Yeah, you use the other weapon.
No, I always go
Use
Dragon
dragon.
Slayer Rapier first, Flame Tongue Rapier second.
Okay, you didn't quite make that clear, but okay, I'll
Sorry.
let you off.
Well, what-
So how
dealer's
much fire
choice.
damage? How much fire
I haven't
damage?
rolled it. I haven't rolled it yet, so it's dealer's choice. We can not do it if you want,
No, no,
'cause I
no.
didn't
I'll
make
let you
it
get away
clear.
with it. That's fine.
because I'm charismatic. It's alright, it's only 5. 5
So
fire.
5 fire damage.
Oh, that's my sneak attack. Sorry, that was my sneak attack.
Right.
It
okay.
was
seven-
seven piercing,
seven
seven fire,
fire.
and 5.
5 snake. I should have had that second vodka tonic. I'm all over the shop. Yeah.
How would you like to do this?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
So as I've jumped up, you made it sound so cool to start off with. I whiffed with the second one, but then as I miss, I sort of just drag the flame tongue rapier down him as I go, and sort of molten him, and he melts, and he
Yeah,
just.
so you do, the blade cuts in and just almost like molten rock starts spewing out. Then you just sort of shudder down, and eventually then the creature just slams onto the floor. And that one is now considered dead. However, its body is still there.
Oh, good luck with that.
No. Don't be an arse. Put Darwin on the throne.
Oh, yeah. You can leave me there.
Easy tiger.
Now I can be seen. I don't suppose I can point to the runes now, can I?
I'm going to say you do point, but we're going to move straight on to the next
Yep.
bit. So, in fact, we can now get rid of that off that creature. So, this stone giant and Bothrid are just going to smack shit out of each other for a little bit longer. So that is a 19 for the first one and a 20, unnatural 20 for the second one. Both of them hit, so that will be 16, 22, and 30, 43 points of damage.
Oh, damn.
He's
As
fucked,
these
isn't he?
two strikes just and you can see the second one goes straight into Bothrid's midriff. Blood spurts out. I do need to halve that, however, because it's bludgeoning damage. So that will be, what did I say, 43? So that will be
22.
yeah, 22 points damage. So cool. And yeah, so blood spurts out. He's still standing thanks to that rage.
Oh.
And then his go. he is going to... This time he reaches up with a hand, and sort of a green glow forms around his hand, and these golden bonds of energy just shoot out of the ground. The creature must then make a strength saving throw, I believe. This may not work.
He's got Bane as well.
Still got Bane?
Mm-hmm. It's a minute.
Oh, nice.
It's a good thing it still had Bane. These bonds just wrap around the creature and sort of pull its arms down tight. And Bothrid takes a moment just to take a deep breath. Cool. And we are then over to Kirik.
Is it restrained or something?
The creature is now considered restrained.
Beautiful.
Okay. Nice. Cool. Do I do that? Okay, so first things first, I'm going to look at Ander who's pointing at the runes, and then I'm going to look at Bothrid being absolutely, smashed to pieces. I'm going to say, we'll deal with this first, and then I'm going to move up, sort of where I am, 5, 10, 15 feet.
There?
Yeah, to the right.
Okay.
That's
Sorry,
a bit too
next to the
close.
stalagmite, yeah.
Yes, and then I shall... Sure. I'm going to cast Ray of that's going to take the Bane away, but sure. I'm going to drop Bane, and I'm going to attempt to cast Ray of Enfeeblement as this strange, green ray is going to shoot out of the shield.
Cool. So, don't know if you got a sound effect
That's
for
not
that.
bad.
Nice.
Okay, so I rolled a 25 to hit.
That'll hit.
Cool. So
It's
the
with
target
advantage anyway,
deals.
'cause it's restrained, remember?
Yeah, still 25. So the target deals only half damage with weapon attacks that use strength until the spell ends. At the end of each turn, it can make a Constitution saving throw against the spell. On a success, the spell ends.
Okay. So, I'm going to say...
Oh boy, I'm burning through these spell slots
green.
now.
Big green E.
And then I will stay put.
Cool. Doggone.
Cool, I go. I am... so I will run up next to it. And 2 attacks.
What's your movement speed?
30.
5, 10, 15, 20, yeah, I'll say. You get there easily.
Good.
So you now have an advantage on attacks against it because it's considered restrained.
So on both of them then?
Yep. Or attacks until it
Nice.
gets out of its restraint or with advantage.
So the advantages was 26 and 24 to hit.
They both hit.
That was rubbish. But 18 points of damage for both.
18 points of damage
Yeah, for the
total.
Yeah.
Dawnbringer just... And at this point, you then start to see the molten rock begin to drip out again, the cuts that you make.
And can I
this
also say
creature's
that
now
I'm
considered bloodied.
within 5 feet of Bothrid as well, just in case I can give him protection?
Yeah, I will do. There's a 5 feet square though, so yeah, that's fine. Anything else you wish to do on your turn?
No.
Ander, you're up.
Right, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, so I'll move. Because it occupies those 4 squares, don't it? So I'll move up to the square near Dargon, where the yellow stalagmite is. And do I still get a sneak attack opportunity?
Yep, because it's currently engaged. You get advantage on your attacks as well.
Oof.
Awesome. So I'm going to go Dragon Slayer Rapier first. With fucking hell, 16 to hit with advantage as well, so that's a no on that one.
The first one misses.
Yep. Flame Tongue Rapier. Is it advantage on that one too? Or just your first attack?
No,
Cool.
all attacks get advantage.
Come on, you. I missed with both of them. So I got 13 as my highest on that one. So that was a
That's fine.
waste of time. Is anybody... Is Bufford looking worse for wear?
It's not looking
Or is
great.
he alright?
He's definitely below half at this point.
See, I'm torn because I've not got a lot of health left. One hit from him and I'm dead, right? So do I heal Bothrid with my bonus action or disengage like a bitch? I'm thinking... It's only 1d4 plus 2. I will disengage and move back away from the creature as my bonus action.
How much movement speed you got left?
What was that? 5 to 15. I've got 10 feet
5,
left.
10, 15, 20. Whoop. I'm going to say you just then disengage and move back.
Yep.
Cool. The creature is going to try and free itself. So
I forgot it was restrained.
check. So that is a 19. So you see the creature just flex and the plums almost like shatter. And its arms now free. However, that is its action. So Bothrid, then having gathered himself, picks up. No, he doesn't. Again, the claws grow, begin to glow that sort of green, and he just, at this point, he's winded. He strikes out and just misses. Kirik.
Oh dear. Okay, let's try and do some damage to it. I'm going to once again put my shield in front of me, grab my holy symbol, and I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on it.
So you almost hear this sort of ringing of a bell.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Cool. 7.
That definitely misses. So it's been damaged before, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. So that means it's 2d12s.
Nice.
16 points of necrotic.
You hear this sort of tolling of a bell sound, and a greenish glow, a greenish black glow surround the creature, and you just see the skin is already sort of very pale anyway, but it goes almost paler, almost goes rigid for a moment, and then the effect passes, and the creature's really not looking great at this point. Anything else you wish to do on your turn?
I'm going to gamble and say no.
Okay, Dargon.
Yeah, 2 more hits.
No longer at advantage.
Oh, man. So a 13 and a 17.
Second one hits.
Oh, nice, yeah. For 10 points of damage.
And Dawnbringer just cuts in, opens up another molten rent on its body. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to do a bonus action, second wind, and I'm going to attempt to regain 1d10 plus 7 HP.
Okay, and your bonus action for this round.
Yeah, so that's that one. So it's 11 points. Happy days. There you go.
Ander.
I will try and do a rerun of my original attack, and I'll try and sneak attack it with both of my swords, please. So
you dash up 10 feet.
dragons. Yep.
Jump off the stalactite.
I have. You're not going to believe me, but I've just rolled a 20, natural 20 with my Dragon Slayer rapier to hit.
Nice.
So let me double this.
Double the dice damage. Add the modifier.
20 piercing damage.
As you just sort of lance in with the Dragon Slayer rapier into the cuts that have already been made and twist it slightly, you hear this sort of almost roar of pain. Flame Tongue rapier comes in.
And misses with a 13.
Oh,
Just misses, whiffs past.
Do I still get the sneak attack though? Because I hit with the first weapon.
Yes.
So then on top of that is an extra 10 damage.
Holy.
How do you want to do this?
Ah,
yes.
taken both of them out. Nicely done.
Coming at the last second, took all the credit. That's how I roll. So I'm assuming it's facing away from me. So I'm just gonna sort of go into its lower spine. Yeah, into its lower spine.
So you sort of
with
strike
my
in with your
sword.
Dragon Slayer rapier, you whiff past with your Flame Tongue, but then you just drive the Dragon Slayer rapier in that little bit further, and you feel something catch and almost like pierce, and you feel the creature just go rigid again. Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
No,
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Or an acrobatics.
13.
Acrobatics check.
oh, I'll do that.
Acrobatics?
23. I'm good at
23,
acrobatics.
so-
23.
The creature begins to fall towards you. Dargon, make me an acrobatics check as well, please.
Yeah.
Or an athletics check.
I'll
Either
do
way.
athletics if you don't mind.
Yeah. I'll be a bit forgiving with this one.
Oh, bloody hell, he can't.
You rolled a 1,
Please
didn't
don't,
you?
that was a
I did,
natural one.
yeah, I did, yeah. yeah, a little bit.
And you see the creature falling towards you. You yank the Dragon Slayer rapier out and almost do a backflip out of the way. Dargon, you turn to move, but the creature just slams down on top of you with all its weight. And I'm going to say that's going to be one of them.
I've got a +8 on athletics, so I can literally rolling a 1 can just be bad.
Yeah. However, it did not roll, but I did not roll away around the damage, so you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. This creature just
Squishing
lands
damage.
slightly on top of you. And
Its
with
head.
that, we are out of combat.
Woo!
Cool.
Some of us came close
everyone-
there.
Everyone okay?
Get me out from here!
Oh,
Bloody
just,
hell.
yeah, I'll move in and start trying to lift the the giant.
Yes, we're all going to have to try and lift this
Yeah.
giant off, aren't we?
Oh, he's
I
only
guess
four.
instead, you all sort of reach around underneath Dargon's arms and just tug him slightly, and eventually his foot, which is the only bit that was trapped, comes free. And he sort of stands up. Bothrid takes a deep, shuddering breath as he conquers that inner rage and slowly comes to himself, and then reaches out a hand, and in his hand you just see these 10 berries begin to form.
Yes.
We'll have those berries.
And he holds them out. He says, "Friends, eat good." And he himself takes... I'm going to say he takes 5 of the berries and eats them straight away.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm going to grab 1.
And heals himself for 5 hit points. You take a hit point back.
I don't need any, so feel free to eat mine.
I'll have another 1.
I'll take the rest.
Another one.
Oh, I snuck in. Yeah,
So I'm
go
going
on.
to say Dargon gets 2. You can have 3 then under.
Yeah.
Deal.
So 3 hit points. As these berries sort of hit your system, you feel instantly full as well. You feel like you don't need to eat at all for the rest of the day. That you feel satisfied.
Lamb spread.
Thank you, old friend. Do you have any more?
Just sort of nod. Not today.
I am fucked, so I'm going to go sit on the throne.
Oh, God. Are you sure?
Under walks up
No.
and
I'm knackered.
seats himself on the throne. As you sit on the throne,
God.
I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw,
Oh,
please.
Jesus wept.
20 bitches. Unnatural
See-
altogether, but still a 20.
Place your hands on the arms and go to sit down, and you hear a slight click. And immediately you jump up as this spike just comes up out of the seat and then retracts.
Jesus.
It's an Ass Blaster 3000.
Okay, don't do that again.
I'll just lay on the floor instead. And then I'll just collapse in a heap.
Cool. So, and they're just on the floor.
I think it's safe to say, don't touch anything in here. But let's take a rest.
Just a short rest?
Kirik. Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a short rest.
Do you
I'm
want to take a
gonna-
short rest first?
Yeah. Lean up against one of the stalagmites, just like resting against it.
Since I don't really need it, I would say that during the first 10 minutes of that, I will be casting some... well, you guys are going to recover health points anyway, but...
Yeah, I'm using all my hit die.
Well, as a ritual cast, I will cast... he would. I'm going to cast Prayer of Healing as a ritual for 10 minutes. Which means that you all recover 17 points from me. Everyone. I believe it's up to 6 creatures of your
Offered
choice.
himself.
So, yeah.
Also used some hit dice. He is now back at full health.
Cool.
How much did I get from Kirik, sorry?
17.
17.
With the hit die I just rolled as well, that actually takes me to full health.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
During the rest of the hour, I would like to...
I'm pretty much up to full health as well.
I would like to look and discern the origin of these creatures that we just fought.
Cool. So I'm going to say either roll me a history check or a straight intelligence check or an investigation check even.
I will do history if you don't mind. That's a 13.
And where would Kirik have got this knowledge from if he was to get it anywhere?
From the studies of Neilin during his during the years that he spent in the library, kind of searching the history of the kingdom.
Yeah, so you come to understand, and you've heard sort of stories on the islands to the east of Nylon, in the mountains, there were known to be stone giants. There once was a great tribe of stone giants, but it's said they dwindled after a time and retreated into the mountains themselves. After some event, he never figured out what the event was, but something caused them to retreat into the mountains. And that's it. So you just understand them to be stone giants. So huge creatures live in the mountains, made almost of stone themselves. Okay.
Cool.
Now I've had my rest, and we've had our rest.
So before we get to there, is there anything
Yeah.
in particular you are doing over the hour? While you're resting and sort of recuperating, getting that health back?
I was pretty shafted, so I'm kind of in a stasis almost, just recovering, not doing anything.
And it just takes sort of almost an hour's power nap. Bothrid himself sort of sits, places his hand on the floor and just closes his eyes and uses that moment to rest as well. Where his hands are on the floor, again you see sort of not quite the flowers that he usually manages to grow, but at least some vines and some gnarled roots spring up around his hands a little bit. Dargon's not here, so I am going to say we will take a short break.
Yeah.
We will then wait for you to discover what you were doing on your short rest.
What I was doing, cool. On my short rest, I was going to be sitting next to one of the stalagmites, just resting up against it. And I'm definitely thinking
Nice
about
whiskey on Malt and Magic.
Hey.
It's the Glenfiddich 12-year-old.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I like a 12-year-old Glenfiddich. It's nice. I went to see
Cheers.
Rob Gordon on Saturday. So because he's got his own house now and everything. So I went. That's the first time I've been to see his house. So I got him a nice Speyside single malt as a housewarming.
Nice.
I like a good Speyside.
So do I.
Can you tell I'm using a different voice, or trying to anyway, or not?
not
Is it not pronounced
discernibly.
Shit.
No,
Okay.
not discernibly at the minute. That is a very nice whiskey.
Right, just out of interest, I've just been reading on mine. So I've got War Magic in other.
Mm-hmm.
When you use your action to cast a cantrip, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action.
There you go.
So, does that mean that with Booming Blade, because I have to hit with a weapon anyway, that I get that as well as Booming Blade as well as another hit?
Sorry, when I'm not choking on cake. You would, with Booming Blade, the spell is
Yeah.
cast. You then have to make a melee attack as part of that spell.
I was about to say, it's as part of an
use
action. Yeah.
You can then use your bonus action to hit again, to swing again.
So basically, I can do an attack with Booming Blade and then attack again every
Yes.
time. Nice.
Effectively,
What I could
yes.
also do is do Sword Burst, which I haven't used very often because I just wanted to use the. But I could do Sword Burst and hit. Nice. Well, slowly getting there. I'm definitely pondering about the fact that the next time we hit civilization, I'm buying as many creature books as we can find, so that I can have a, some sort of check on these bloody things. If it gives us advantage on intelligence rolls or anything.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how I'd just say that I'm literally just resting up against the the stalagmite. Probably get the pipe out. And I would probably be staring at the throne, not knowing anything that you guys were doing because you're invisible.
They're not invisible.
The Ander was invisible when he was doing his stuff.
He was invisible, but he's not anymore. You did see the massive spike come out of the throne.
I did see the massive
however,
spike, hence I'm looking at it, but Dargon doesn't know anything about the runes. Hasn't got a Scooby. I do know that Ander said cover me, so moving into that one. Do you know what? I'm just going to assume that he thought that that was actually just some sort of attack action of hiding. So, again, I haven't got no idea.
Cool. So you all sort of recover. Pretty much, I think everybody recovers nicely apart from spell slots. And now you begin to take the room in around you. And there are
sorry, Kirik, you gave us some HP points.
17
total. No, but I mean, like last time. Are they still active?
They last for 8 hours. So
nice.
Let me double check that. So
it was 10 extra max HP, wasn't it?
Yeah, the hit point maximum and hit point current increases by 5. So yeah, by 10 because I cast the third level. So yeah. It just increases for the day.
Cool. Good stuff. So you take your long rest, your short rest, you recover slightly. All sort of after the hour feel a lot better. There are these 2 great stone corpses, but and having narrowly avoided a trap in the throne. And you have obviously discovered the things that you've discovered.
Kirik, did you find out what they were?
I haven't investigated them yet.
The bodies?
But I probably... the bodies, yes. They would... I would say to the group, these were stone giants.
Stone giants.
I hear that they come from an island near Nilin, but after some strange event, I've never really discovered what that event was, but they were forced to move to the mountains, which we find ourselves in right now.
Speaking of mysteries,
Why they are here? Yes.
Please, can you help me with the runes on the throne?
Of course.
I must confess, I did not. When you solved the riddle last time, I did not make a note of how you solved it or the alphabet you deciphered. But similar symbols are on the throne, on the reverse of the throne, and I believe you could decipher them.
Cool.
Let's go have a look.
So, as you all make your way over to the throne itself, you will then present. Oh, yep.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
Not
sorry.
spoilers, that's what you meant to see.
Oh, there we go.
It's fine. I can do it.
Yeah, you're doing it.
You are then presented. I'll just hide that bit. You get this on the side closest to the throne. Who's looking at the runes? Who's investigating the sarcophagus?
I'll be looking at the runes, I think.
I'm going to investigate the sarcophagus because I saw the detect magic showed me stuff from there. I will happily detect it again if I need to.
I don't think that's probably anything, but both of you make me a perception check.
15.
Okay, Dargon.
11.
Cool. So you both approach the sarcophagus, and as you look into the stone carving.
So I thought Kirik was doing the runes on the throne. Or...
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait.
cool. Sorry, yeah.
Patience.
I haven't
As
got
you
any.
both look at the approach the sarcophagus and look at the carving, there's almost a moment of shock as the carving on the top of the sarcophagus looks uncannily similar to Ander. The face itself looks older, the hair longer as it's carved, but it is almost a stone mirror of Ander.
Whoa.
I
Ander, come have a look at this.
Yeah, I look towards Dargon and then look back.
So in the heat of battle, I'd kind of brush past it, but I'd go over it again, and then I'm obviously physically taken aback, and I'm kind of hunched back against. I sort of strewn over the throne, I suppose. So I was trying to taking a gas and move myself back. So I'm confused. Are the runes on the throne or on the sarcophagus?
On the sarcophagus.
Oh shit! I've been thinking they're on the throne.
Sorry, no. So you've got the sarcophagus itself,
Yeah.
throne here, and then the runes are on a little, like, grave marker / plaque on that side of the sarcophagus.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm taken aback, and I'm kind of just like back towards the throne.
I love how he got a DM whisper of this and focused on the runes that he didn't necessarily know were there until he then went around the corner and
Heat of battle, weird things happen.
Indeed.
Because I was thinking in my head, this was an instruction on how to kill them, but obviously I was way off.
Dave, can I have the other paper up? The one with red ink.
Yeah, you probably
I can do that for you.
Or you can do it as well.
It's up to you. Do you want to bring it up in the window?
I can bring it
like
up.
you
I
did
can bring
before?
I can bring it up.
Cool.
I think Kirik's just going to try and decipher these. See what it says.
It's not just me, is it?
It just
That
means nothing.
looks like me, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. Looks like your dad.
Make a dad joke at an orphan, why don't you, Dagon? Thanks.
Always a bad moment, mate.
That cut me real deep, that.
So yeah.
Cool. So Kirik spends some time looking at his runes, looking at the piece of paper.
Okay, so let's just go back here a minute. This person looks exactly like you, Ander. And I saw magic on this sarcophagus. So either there is some weird thing going on here, or you have a relation down here. So I'm wondering, did you touch... Is it because you touched the gold? Or the throne? Or the sarcophagus? first?
Because you said it was an enchantment spell, so it could be
It could.
tricking us into thinking it's...
Yeah. And it is sort of a... Wow. Surely you don't have any connection down here. What did you touch first? The gold?
Technically, I touched the door into this place first with a bloody hand.
Yeah, and it gave you a beating.
But everybody's touched the door. And the Eladrin has been playing tricks on us this whole time. So it could be a ploy to make me want to open the sarcophagus. I mean, the treasure worked, the throne worked. This could be another trick. Or it could be the answers I've been looking for. And at this point, I remember the tarot reading I had from months and months ago, right?
Oh, God.
Which says to me, well, confusion will reign, and I will not know what is true. Authority is to... No, not that one. I will face a painful event on the horizon, which I will try to avoid. Look inside to see what pieces of me I can release to be better than the Emperor. Does that mean look inside myself? Or does it mean look inside this box?
As a test, Dargon's going to touch the back of the throne. Just, the
backrest.
Yeah, sort of, right on top, just place my hand.
So you just place a hand on the top of the backrest of the throne, nothing happens.
Okay. And then You go on then.
Go on, you go first, because I'm thinking to myself at this point.
Right. Have any of us touched the sarcophagus yet? Well, yes, we've had Kirik jump over it, so physically touched it. So I'm going to touch it as well. I'm just going to, again, put my hand on it. I'm just trying to see. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Fine.
Is the carving of a man on the sarcophagus, is he a crowned figure? Is it like the carving of a king?
As you look closer, you do now see a distinct crown on its brow.
Because I think I've just had an epiphany.
Thoughts,
my seer vision that the gnome gave me, was winged creatures stabbed a crowned man. He's a crowned man. We've just escaped for some winged creatures with a tattered sword. There was a broken sword outside of the cave in a desert oh no, it was in a desert surrounding the Black Sea. But still,
I absolutely love where you were going with that.
I really thought you were onto something then.
Take a point of inspiration for the thinking, though, because I liked that. That was a nice bit of connecting.
If I'd just read the whole sentence before saying it out loud. Yeah.
So
Getting impatient because I'm starting to freak out that the bloke looks like me. I'm just going to try and push the lid open.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just. Well, no, yeah, he's done it now. I was just. Okay, can I? Yeah, you
can stop me.
Yeah, can I literally put my arm in front of him to try and hold him back?
And they go to push, and you place your hand.
So I place it in front of him to literally so that it kind of stop his arms getting any further forward, sort of thing.
You just sort of almost stop him from moving any further.
Yeah, because my next thing will be to say, let's wait till Kirik, does his thing on the runes. So
how is Kirik getting on?
Kirik's finding this really weird. Give me 2 seconds. I'm on the last line. I think. Right. Wow. None of this makes sense. So Kirik, after a while, is going to lift his head and say, "There are some symbols I can't identify. There are others that form words that don't make sense. If I'm reading this right. In fact, I can't discern a single word in common." I can show that if
Hang on a
it's
minute.
possible to see it.
Yeah, just 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Let's get you to... Hang on a minute. And... There we go.
So I know Abyssal, Elvish, and Sylvan. Is it any of those?
None of the words seem to resonate with any of those languages.
I drop my hand.
You drop your hand.
I try and push the lid off.
As your hands touch the sarcophagus,
I like Dawnbringer as he does it. I'm just going to say it.
you take Dawnbringer out. As your hands touch the sarcophagus, you find it uncannily simple to push the top of the sarcophagus off. You push and push and push, and eventually it just slides across the other side. Before you, wrapped in muslin cloth, is a long dead corpse, now just a skeleton. However, there is a golden crown on the skeleton's head. And that's all that happens for now.
Is there any markings or words, or is there runes on the crown, or is it just your bog standard piece of jewellery?
The crown itself looks regal, but relatively simple. There's no runes themselves or anything you can sort of pick up within the crown itself. Just looks like a golden crown. There is a gemstone in sort of the centre headpiece, but that's about it.
And there's nothing else in the sarcophagus of note other than the crown and the skeleton.
The skeleton himself looks like, underneath the linen cloth, maybe holding what was once its sword, but again, time has weathered at the sword. It is now rusty. Clearly not the regal fashion it probably once was.
Can I have a quick look at the sword that Ander is carrying and compare the two?
Ander is carrying 2 rapiers.
Oh, this is like a short or long sword.
This is
thing.
like a long sword.
Okay, cool.
So I turn to Ander and sort of, shoulder elbow push him and just go, if we get to one of these other places and there's a tomb that looks like me, we're going to be freaking out.
I've moved to the other tombs. As
Okay.
Dargon says that.
As
I'll go
I
to
put
the one
crown
so on the map.
in my bag of holding.
As you touch the crown,
Here we go.
Oh no!
there is
Abu, no!
and that light then coalesces, and you see before you a spectral figure. The spectral figure of the person carved into the tomb. He looks upon you.
Daddy!
With a hint of recognition.
Oh God.
And he does.
So he looks at me with recognition.
Yeah, a hint of recognition. And my son? Who? What is going on?
I'm sorry, you think I'm your son?
You look like him. Who are you?
I point my sword at the spectral creature. Who are you?
And he looks like you, or looks at you, sorry, and his hand goes to a spectral sword at his side, and he goes, I am King Geth, ruler of Nylin.
Does that name mean anything to me?
Roll me a history check. This one I'm going to say with advantage.
We don't mean you harm if you don't mean us harm. But you have just shown up out of nowhere.
That's an 18, Matt.
In your minds, you are transported back to that library almost, and you remember the very first book you picked up about Nylin, and you remember reading the story of King Geth and his 3 sons, the 3 sons that he gifted to the 3 great powers of the land, to the gods, to the demons and fiends, and to the Fae. You remember that King Geth himself was the one who created the union among the powers. And initially brought peace to the land.
Stupid question, is Geth his first name or a surname?
Geth, from what Kirik, you would understand Geth to be his first name.
Cool.
So to try and
G-A-E-R-T-H.
diffuse the situation, because Dargon's just started on him, and I don't really want to get into another fight. I'm still a bit sort of, emotions are running high at this point. I try and sort of diffuse the situation by introducing myself. So, I am Ander Hornraven. I am but a humble bard accompanying my fighter Dargon, who you have just met on our travels, and we've found ourselves in this cave. We mean no harm. We don't want to fight. We're just exploring, and we're lost.
His eyes look at you closer and says, there is one thing that is certain. You are no mere bard.
Oh, is that because I stole your crown?
Our blood kin.
I'm sorry.
And as you say that, he says, only those of my kin can touch the crown without suffering immense pain.
Is what Dargon does.
Can I try and discern whether he's being truthful?
Ooh.
Roll me an insight check.
Come on. D&D Beyond's crashed and it's not rolling the dice.
So, before or after the
Try
response or
again.
whatever, I'm going to go that I say,
9.
9. As
Yeah.
far as you're concerned, he's telling the truth.
so I'm going to go, King of Nylin, you say?
You
Legend
didn't
has
know
it.
that.
What?
You didn't know that.
You
So
said
that information was to Kirik,
I thought
who
you said
recalled it.
I thought you said he is. I thought he's
Oh,
told
yes, so
us.
no, sorry, he did.
Yeah, that's the only thing we
Ignore
know.
me.
So that's what I'm
Yeah.
going to say. I thought it was ruled over by 3 kings.
The titles were passed to my sons when I created the Union.
The Union.
I unified the 3 warring powers of this land.
Well, I got news
How
for you. It
can I-
didn't go well.
What has
How
befallen
can
my
I
son?
possibly be your son when I never knew Nyland existed until I was transported to this place?
He looks around and then sees the tomb itself, sees his body. Perhaps you are not my son, but you are most definitely a descendant. What do you mean the union did not go well?
Well, legend tells that the 3 kings brought this place, Nylin, and took it away. At this point, he's trying to remember and read his notes at the same time. To try and give a good explanation.
And as you pause, he says again in a loud voice that almost shakes the cave, "What has befallen my sons?"
If legend is correct, your sons unfortunately perished, and this land has been plunged into darkness and ripped from the world.
He contemplates this for a moment.
The powers they were given seemed to overwhelm them, and
He
it didn't
turns.
go well.
His head looks up to the sky, and he just roars in pain and anger. And the force of that shakes you all to your very core. I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Woo!
Shit.
12.
Ooh, unnatural 20.
13.
Kirik and Andy, you both take 11 points of psychic damage.
Oh dear.
I can't. Can he dodge that?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Realising the power of this guy and that he probably is the king, and with them be like, okay, I'm sorry. lower my sword, and the only reason I saved is because I'm behind my shield or something.
He turns back to you and says, "Tell me all. Tell me what you know."
Core blimey. Hang on. Anyone else want to chime up?
From royal creed and endless plunder, this land of old shall tear asunder from space and time till Heroes 3 restore this land of honesty. This is the prophecy we've been sent here to fulfill. We are the Heroes 3. This is all we know. I'm holding back tears at this point.
His eyes go wide. It cannot be. She said it would not come to pass.
She?
A second glow appears at this point from the door of the entrance to this cabin. Comes towards and then coalesces into a familiar figure. Before you stands the gnome seer.
That's the one.
And she looks upon King Gareth with sadness, and she floats up to his figure and places 2 fingers on his brow. There is a blinding flash of light. Tear rolls down his spectral cheek. And he looks at you all and says, "Finally, I understand. You are here to save my kingdom. You," and this time he looks at Ander, "you are the last in the line of the kings of Nylin. The crown is yours. He looks at the seer. You must help them. Do not let my son's sacrifices be in vain. Do not let my sacrifices be in vain."
What do you know of the Black City?
He looks at you and says, "The Black City was the throne of darkness.
Of one of
It was
your...
where..." Aaron?
Of one of your sons? Or of someone else?
It was the throne of my son Rachmanos. He was king of the Black City. Heir by marriage.
And your other sons?
Reardon and Rimardo. Rimardo was the king of Thaliad. Reardon, the king of Shiverspire. Each one gifted, sacrificed to the powers to end their war in this land, bring peace to my kingdom.
Do you know who I'm descended from?
He looks at you. There is only one answer. You must be in the line of Rimardo.
How do you know?
My other sons were either adopted or sons by marriage. I had one true son.
Which of the powers did he get? The Fae, the gods, or of hell?
I've got that the wrong way round as well, sorry. Rimardo was the king of Shiverspire. Reardon was the king of Thaliad. Just to backtrack on that one. And he says to you, and says, Rimardo, I gifted to the gods, but I do not sense their touch in you. Instead, I sense the touch of the Fae. You, however, and this time his head turns to you, Kirek and Dargon. The two of you have something of the gods about you.
So would we all... So did Reardon get the Fae?
He did.
That only leaves the power of hell to the Black City, I'm assuming.
I linger in this world too long. Take the crown. Free this land. The throne is yours should you wish, if you can take it.
Where is the throne?
After all this time, the throne, I suspect, will be where you choose it to be.
And what of Ironforge? Was that yours?
No.
What do you mean it's where I choose it to be?
That's...
How do I accept something that I can't see or know where it is? What about if I don't want the responsibility?
It is your choice to make. Know this. My grandson of sorts. The line of Nyalin exists within you. The line of Nyalin ends with you.
Do you know who else is buried with you? Here.
No one. This is my tomb. My resting place.
Why in the mountains? I would have expected in a castle somewhere. My apologies for the abruptness of my question.
I did not choose where I lay. That answer I cannot give you. I have lingered too long. I must return to my eternal rest. I only hope that you three can see to it that my sons are also returned to their rest, or even granted their rest. Go and bring this land back into the light. And with that, he flashes and he goes. The gnome seer turns to you all, looks at you in particular, and a tear rolls down her cheek. And she looks almost apologetic in nature. She then turns to you, Kirik, ponders you for a minute, and then holds out her hand.
I extend my hand to her.
And she sort of almost snatches it and drags you close with an unnatural strength. And her eyes look deep into yours. She places her other hand on your holy symbol and then disappears in a flash of light. As that light recedes, your shield is no longer as it once appeared. You now see it is a black metal. The shapes of two folded wings coming down to create a half-body shield. At the top, a raven's head with two rubies for eyes.
Nice.
Now attached to your arm where your shield once was.
Attached to my arm?
Where your shield once was. Not like physically attached, as in looped around your arm, as a shield would be.
I was going to say.
Permanently attached. Grafted into your...
Try and scratch your nose and poke your eye out. Oh, Christ.
I'm going to look at it and I'm going to look at the other guys to see if they've seen this, and then I'm going to say, do do your weapons also change whenever people touch them?
That's awfully personal, Kirik.
I'm actually not listening to you at this point because I'm looking at the crown and I'm kind of putting it to my head and then sort of not, and then I'm not got a clue. I'm on a different place. I haven't heard what you said.
Cool shield.
Thank you. I'm going to turn to and see that he is in a almost trance, and I'm going to say, I turn to the both of them actually, and I say, so, Enda, you seem to have a connection with this elf that raised you. Where does he come from? What do you know about him?
He never told me where he was from, so I always just thought it was where we were. He was born and bred. The more I think about it, the less I actually seem to know about him. But I'm starting to think he may have stolen me from Nylin and caused the rift or the event or started a chain of events that led to its demise. But I don't quite know what to think. All I know is, well, the story I've been led to believe, my father was killed by a tyrant. He rescued me and raised me. But I don't believe that's true anymore.
Oh, bloody hell. You never asked him how he died. I suppose he may not have known.
As you think on this, Ander, your mind flashes back to a vision you had some time ago. Familiar red eyes stabbing into a crowned figure.
So my seer vision, which was a winged creature stabbing a crowned man with a tattered sword in a desert surrounding the blacks.
One of the nightmares you once had.
Ooh.
Okay.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah, before I started taking notes. You mean?
Probably.
Yeah.
I got some really dodgy notes right at the start, and obviously before that, no
Yeah.
notes. So yeah.
So I had a nightmare of a king getting killed. Oh yeah, I woke up in a sweat. And so I started to recall this, and I dismissed it as just a recurring nightmare. But I used to be plagued with a dream of a red-eyed man killing a king. Now, obviously, when the Eladrin was raising me, he didn't have the red eyes, so I never put two and two together.
He
But
does now.
I'm starting to think it wasn't a dream, but a repressed memory coming back to haunt me. I think the Eladrin killed my father. That'd be the end of the EastEnders episode, wouldn't it?
Get out of my pub!
And then I can't act it, but I'll just uncontrollably sob at that point.
Amanda does break down in tears at this point. Clearly shaken to his very core by this revelation.
I put one of my massive hands on his shoulder, just in like Hagrid style, clap his shoulder. It's not meant to be intentionally hard. It's just, you know. just so that I got my notes right, I was writing that Ander was obviously kin to the king we've just spoken to, but a descendant of Ramado, or however you say it. Ramado was at Shivaspire,
Shivaspire,
who was connected to the gods, and yet the king saw the king saw. No, this is where I got to get it right, because I thought it was the Shivaspire was the gods, but he saw in Ander the Fae, so that's why it should be different than what my notes are. So hopefully I've got that right.
So
Ramado,
I thought we switched it round and reordered.
We did, and that's why I wanted to make sure I had reordered it correctly. So go on.
So Riordan was the king of Phaliad, my father, King Girth's one true biological son, and that's why I have the Fae seem to like me, and I've got the blessing of the summer.
Ramado was the king of Shivaspire, the one true heir, or the one true son.
Oh shit.
Reardon.
And that's my dad.
Ramado's not necessarily your dad, but you are a descendant of Ramado somewhere.
Yeah.
Reardon was the king of Phaliad. And Rachmanos was the king of the Black City.
So how am I touched by the Fae if my ancestor was the Shivaspire bloke, not the Phaliad bloke? That's made it even more confusing.
Yeah, but isn't it something to do with that bloody red-eyed fella?
But he thinks there's some of the Fae about me because, well, I'm blessed by I've been blessed by a Fae, haven't I? So that's probably what he was picking up on.
It does make me wonder whether we even need to get to Ironforge.
I'm actually starting to think that myself. I think now we know what we know, Ironforge is a red herring. And
trouble is, it's like everyone told us it was a death drop, but we knew we had to get there. Now we've had a rather enlightening experience along the way. That being said, we have to get out of here first. Bagsy, ate me first.
Yes.
Well, yeah, okay. And let's get back to... Anyone up for a long rest?
I think we could have a look at the other room of the cave.
The other rooms?
The other corridor.
Yeah. Don't even know.
Oh, no.
Is there anything else? I hate to say this, Ander, and I apologise for the difficulty of the situation here, but you don't. Oh God! What do we all think if you grab a bit more of that gold? Are we going to have to fight another one of those things? Or do we take what you've got and peg it? As I say that, can I also look around? You said that there were gems on the stalagmites, or was it like...
No, when Ander was investigating them, they seemed to be made of gemstones.
Can I try and... They're made of gemstones. Can I see if I can try and like break a piece off?
How are you breaking a piece off?
Well, right back from when I started creating my... Bear with. I've got to find this. Hang on. I do have it here. For the life of me, I cannot find it at all, but I know that I had a... I can't find it, so I'm going to say that I did have a hammer, but I'm going to say that I grab up one of my hand axes and sort of try and basically just crack it off. Slice it off.
Roll me a strength check, please.
$17.
As your hand axe strikes into the gemstone itself, the blade of your hand axe shatters.
Oh, damn! That's one hand axe down. Hey boys, these things are quite hard.
And then, thinking that Dargon's trying to cut off a big gemstone to cheer me up, I kind of bring myself around from my emotional stupor and just, no need, Dargon. We just need to get out of here. I just need to get out of here.
All right, let's go.
Bothard at this point has just been stood watching, taking in. As you walk towards the door, he steps in front of you yonder, places a hand on either of your shoulder or both of your shoulders, and just bows his forehead to touch yours. Then he turns and begins to lead you all up the corridor.
Okay.
So, yeah, we've got 10 minutes. Let's keep going for a little bit. Shift that up there. So, you begin to sort of backtrack your familiar way around the corridor, and you come back to the room with the waterfall. The waterfall itself is now almost black in colour. You can see an arm bobbing in the middle of it, just under the water. The rest of the body, however, seems to have just gone at this point. You know, looking at it in this orientation, that you came from the east. The only other way to go in this place is south, if you wanted to go south.
Do we want to take a rest here by the campfire or crack on? Kirik, do you need quite a lot of spell slots back?
Probably be useful, but
One or two would be nice.
I'm not opposed to pressing on.
And
Yeah, I want to just get out, so I'm adverse to just charging down the southern corridor, because obviously we can't go back the other way because of the winged creatures.
yeah, go for it.
True.
All right, I'll go first. So,
So where are you going?
light dawn bring out, and we're heading south. And I light
So you
it
head
so that I can
south.
see.
Okay. So you head south and you can see sort of this whole corridor yourself, you can see.
Yeah.
As you come to sort of about, let's get the pen, as you come to about here, you see an alcove off to the east. I cannot remember how long I made this thing.
So
There we go. So you see an alcove off to the east itself, which ends in what looks like... For fuck's sake. try that again, shall we?
Whee.
The stones that you see stand out against the rest of the stone. They almost look like they've been placed in this particular position. The stone is totally different from the stone you see around you in the cave, i.e. not belonging to this mountain, if you like.
Can everyone see that?
Currently, with the light of Dawnbringer, I think that extends off to sort of about, I'll say about 40 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so they can see that.
Well, either that is our way out, or another red herring. Who's up for looking for another way out?
We can always see where the rest of the corridor leads to, and then decide from there.
Yep.
This is really irritating.
So,
Anyway, okay, so you're
There we go.
heading south?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. So I'll say as you turn south, you see the corridor begin to bend off to the sort of towards the east from where you are there.
Yeah, keep going.
Cool. So I'm going to say you come down to about here. As you do that, piss off. Oh hey, that was magic. Whiteboard at its finest. Cool, so the path itself bends around to here. I'm assuming you follow it around.
Yeah.
And just keep coming. And eventually,
Oh, good
you see
lord.
a glow from this room. Before you, in this particular cavern, it is bare except for another dead body with a torch lying discarded next to it. And in the centre of this cavern, there is some sort of arcane circle. That's where we're going to leave it tonight.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Oh, I was just about to go jump in the middle of it.